Hi, I'm Ashley Swartz, CEO and founder of Furious Minds. I'm here for Beat TV at DMEXCO in Cologne, and have the pleasure, rather, of being accompanied by Owen Hanks, who is a recent addition to the YuMe family through acquisition. He is the general manager of Europe. Hello, Owen.
Hi Ashley, how you doing?
Great. Tell me a little bit how it's been going since the acquisition, which I believe was 18 months ago or so.
Yeah, so YuMe acquired my business called Appealing Media in June of 2011. So we're just about 14 months in. The market is phenomenally buoyant in Europe. The acquisition was for mobile video, so slightly different from what YuMe does in the US. But Appealing Media had a heritage in mobile video. It was an early entry point into the market as a company, and we've grown the team from I guess small, humble beginnings into a now fairly scalable outfit. We have offices in London, in Paris, and we're scaling out into other European markets as well.
Could you tell me a little about what's going on in Europe right now, some of the activity, campaigns, kind of where you're focused on and where your growth is?
Yeah, so because we started out in mobile and we added connected TV actually in around the springtime of 2012, slightly to replicate some of the things that we do as YuMe as a corporate business from the US, but also to manage expectations of our OEMs and publisher partners across multiple screens in Europe too. We've seen in excess of the last year of probably somewhere about 300 campaigns, advertising brand campaigns. We work with in the region of about 500 publishers, some very large, some mobile first type publishers, and some now connected TV first publishers as well. So the market's quite different from the US, primarily because in terms of the marketplace and how inventory is bought and how it's sold, it differs a little. So because there's lots more reach in the US because of the natural volume that you have, the number of people looking at video, PC, mobile, and connected TV. But we're seeing enormous growth in what I would call emerging markets, or emerging platforms, I should say, like mobile and connected TV, where mobile in the UK has something like a 400% growth year on year. And YuMe's outperforming even that growth number. And that's because more and more adoption happens on new devices in those markets. And so I think we were absolutely right to launch with a mobile focus. We don't want to be a Me Too player in any market that we launch YuMe in, but we want to launch organically, understand what the market needs are in each of the markets, because it's very interesting for us is that lots of US businesses have come to Europe in the last 10 years and launched the same product suite that they have in the US and Europe, and there is actually no such thing as Europe. It's not a country, it doesn't appear anywhere on the map. It's actually 19 to 27, depending on how you count them, individual markets with individual people and individual languages, and they do things very differently. So we have to understand the needs of the market before you launch the same product in each one of them. So we do mobile and connected TV in the UK and France. We do online, mobile, and connected TV in Spain, and who knows what we might do in the other markets. We'll meet the needs of the advertisers and the publishers in those markets, so I guess it's very different.
So I think that's a really important distinction because having been on the buying side, YuMe is sort of a four-screen video proposition in the US, right? It's a two-screen proposition, on the 90% of the footprint in Europe.
Indeed.
And that's, I think, because the difference in the markets and some dynamics as it relates to publishers. To your point, you made an interesting statement that I caught on to, which was how inventory is bought and sold. So could you talk about the European market, acquiring inventory, and the publisher dynamic and how that affects what your strategy is here?
Sure. So I think it's pretty well documented that in the US, most publishers have non-exclusive arrangements and therefore have direct sales and use networks for fill. That's slightly different here in Europe, where the publishers, at least originally, had limited supply and therefore were able to manage their own sales directly. And as the propensity has built out, whether that be broadband adoption, mobile, smartphone penetration, and now connected TV penetration, they've started with small amounts of inventory, and that inventory has just grown. So the big difference is that publishers were looking for exclusive arrangements with networks in Europe. That's starting to to decline a little, and now they're looking at more of a US approach, but there are still many that want an exclusive arrangement and know that they work with a trusted partner that have past performance, and I think that's the big difference at the moment, and so that's the publisher side from the supply side, and then from the demand side from the advertisers, that they have known a market where they can buy individual publisher one at a time. Clearly that's not going to be possible forever because there are just too many opportunities and too many publishers to see in any given day. So it's moving more towards a network approach, but the truth is that they still like to have trusted partners. And that means working with networks like YuMe that have an open, transparent relationship with the publishers that we work with, rather than going down the blind route which is unknown, sometimes untrusted content or whatever it means, player size, whatever that might be, that puts their brand at risk. So that's a big part for us. It's about brand safety, no matter what screen that we're talking about.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the acquisition, and we wish you the best of luck growing and expanding your business in Europe.
Perfect.
Cheers. Thanks, Owen.
Thank you.